Last time in Dungeons & Dragons, Fort Beluarian fiasco. In our last session, our adventurers found themselves in a sticky situation at Fort Beluarian, a flaming fist outpost in Chult. Here's what happened. Rastlin, the Rune Knight rogue bugbear, recovered from setting off an explosion in Liara Porter's room and found a map of Jahaka anchorage with the word Pirates written on it. He put the location to memory and sneaked off, hoping to avoid the fort's commander and Roka. Azumith, the tiefling warlock, sent his invisible imp to spy on Roka and Liara as they discussed their shady dealings. He learned that Roka was going to give Liara a list of infiltrators, but he wasn't sure if he meant his group or someone else. They also mentioned the explosion in Liara's room and decided to investigate. Azumith's imp turned into a bird and flew after Rastlin to warn him. Scarlet, the 10-year-old human druid from the Feywild, continued her fake fight with her summoned wildfire spirit outside the fort. She hoped to distract the guards and create an opportunity for escape. However, she noticed that caravans were arriving from both roads and realized she had to wrap things up quickly. Ivan, the gnome artificer disguised as a flaming fist soldier, tried to convince the other soldiers to flee the fort. His plan backfired as order was restored and the soldiers ignored him. He looked for a way out but found none. Rastlin ran to the next guest room and hid just in time to avoid Roka and Liara. Roka spotted him and used thieves' cant to tell him to give him the sending stone he stole from Liara's room. Roka then blackmailed Liara with the stone, telling her to leave the Gentarim ships alone and that he would control who got raided. She agreed, but demanded his list of infiltrators. He wrote down 5 names that Azumith's imp didn't recognize and handed them over along with the stone. He said it was a pleasure doing business with her and left. Scarlet decided to end her fake fight with a bang. She ran straight at her spirit, causing a flash of light that blinded everyone nearby. She then wild-shaped into a badger and burrowed into the ground, hoping to escape unnoticed. Ivan thought he was safe until Gruta Halsdottir, the castellan at the fort, grabbed his shoulder and said he was coming with her. She ordered the guards to find the wild shape and arrested Ivan for impersonating a flaming fist soldier. Azumith was captured by the flaming fist, being caught in a trance controlling his imp deeper inside the fort. He was escorted by guards into a courtyard area at the front of the fort, where citizens were being wrangled while the flaming fists restored order outside. Gruta Halsdottir, the castellan and second in command of the flaming fist, led Ivan towards the fort, suspecting he has something to do with the chaos outside. However, Rastlin had climbed to the top of the fort and saw that Ivan was being arrested. He decided to intervene and rescue him. Rastlin used his giant's might ability to make himself big and then tried to shackle Gruta with a fire rune, but she was able to resist. The bugbear grabbed Ivan by the head and threw him over the 20-foot wall of the inner bailey. The gnome cast Featherfall before he hit the ground, but he was spotted by more guards who chased him. He ran into the closest building, which turned out to be a tavern where more guards were drinking. He convinced them he was off duty and joined them for drinks, but his luck ran out when the guards that were chasing him arrived and arrested him. Rastlin used his spider climb boots to scale the walls again as guards shot him with crossbows. He climbed the roof of the inner bailey, getting shot the entire time, and tried to find a way out, even considering jumping the 80 feet to outside the fort. He eventually climbed back down and tried to sneak through the fort, but was caught almost instantly and arrested. They were both taken to the inner bailey where Gruta interrogated them. Rastlin tried to say they were part of the Yitepka Society, a secret organization that opposes tyranny in Chult, which she had never heard of. Ivan said he was working with Roka. Roka and Liara Porter, the commander of Fort Beluarian, arrived, and Roka confirmed they were working with him and helped him discover the Harpers in her ranks. Liara said they could stay the night but must leave tomorrow. Ivan then asked Roka very loudly when they were getting paid. This angered Liara and they were instantly kicked out of the fort. The group was reunited and ushered out of the fort. Azaka Stormfang, their guide, met up with them and said she would get them a charter of exploration, a document that grants permission to explore Chult. The party set camp outside the fort, sleeping in their bedrolls under the watchful eye of the fort guards. Roka says he never wants to work with them again and walks 15 feet away to make his camp. Next time, the party will journey into the wild jungles of Cholt. What will they discover in there? Will they be able to find Shago before he's assassinated? Can they find more clues to where the source of the death curse can be found?